Tomatoes, one of the best vegetables. Technically they're a fruit because my botanical definition, legally in the United States, they're a vegetable. They're really both, all fruits are vegetables. Want to know more about that, just do your research. But today I'm just going to be showing you how to make a nice chilled tomato soup. I love making this in the summertime. Got a series I'm doing, fruits A to Z, so I'm cooking through the whole alphabet with different fruits. So up to T, decided to go with tomatoes, so let's get into it. So this recipe actually came from the Food Gourmet cookbook. I think the published date, copyright date was like 1990. So my mom, had that cookbook back, I'm born in 92, so I guess before that. She's got a lot of those old school cookbooks that are great to use. A lot of times I just go online, find resources. But it calls for 3 pounds of tomatoes. I've only got like a little shy of 2 pounds, or I got one more. All right. Yeah, 2 pounds of tomatoes. So I'll just scale down the recipe a little bit, but it's not a super precise recipe. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna blanch the tomatoes so that we can skin them and then de-seed them, all that good stuff. One bad spot on this one. Water's boiling, we're just gonna drop these. And they don't need to be fully covered, you just want mostly covered. Just cook them for like 25, 30 seconds. That's gonna help release the skin. Pull them out, drop them in an ice bath. So now they're blanched, they should just peel right off, theoretically. Could leave the skin on, but it's gonna just give a much smoother soup, removing the skin. Core, so just grab a paring knife, cut out the stem, and we gotta de-seed these. So the seeds, again, it's just kind of one of those extra steps that the recipe called for. I still make sure I always do. You can save the seeds, eat them later, but you don't want a bunch of seeds in your soup, and they're not gonna blend perfectly like the flesh of the tomato will. So this will take a few minutes. I'll get back to you. Go ahead and just put it all in a blender. A few seeds here and there is all right. Just blend this till it's nice and smooth. Blender has IQ technology. The original recipe calls for mincing basil and then adding it after you put this into a bowl. Take some liberties, put this all, it's like a quarter cup, so half a cup of full fresh basil. And we're gonna use the blender to chop that up as well, but you don't want to over bruise it, overwork it. It'll have little specks of basil throughout. But also you don't want it leafy and stringy, so a little balancing act. Calls for vegetable oil as well. I'm going with a tablespoon olive oil, just like the flavor a little bit more. It's a nice kind of mild olive oil though, so it's not gonna be too aggressive against the tomatoes. I add a tablespoon of honey. I like doing the oil first and then the honey. Helps the honey kind of slide out a little more easily. And then a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Some of the mother got caught in the stem, that's why that took longer than normal. Plenty of fresh cracked black pepper. Half a teaspoon, which I'm just gonna get a nice pinch of kosher salt. That's really all there is to it. Tomatoes, basil, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, honey, salt and pepper, and then we're gonna garnish with some nice toasted walnuts. Give this a taste. Really is just a delightful summer soup. And chill in the fridge for 3 hours at a minimum. Overnight would be even better. And just pop this in my fridge. We're gonna garnish this with some toasted walnuts. So you can just throw them in your oven, cook them for 8-10 minutes. Go ahead and toast just a handful up in a pan with some butter. A little bit of extra salt as well. About 3 hours, so I'm gonna grab my soup from my fridge, temp on this. Still a little warm, like 48, you know. Put it in for another 30 minutes. All right, so I kind of cheated it through in the freezer for like 15 minutes. Nice and cold now. And I'm gonna put a little handful of these nice toast shake. Got some nice caramelization on these walnuts. A little drizzle of balsamic glaze, something don't often do, but you know, make it look pretty for everything. Put on some parsley, mostly for, you know, some cover photos. Parsley is all right. Really bitter. Yeah. When you chop it up, mix it in things, it looks pretty. Mostly garnish, straight like that. It's a bad idea. Anyways, got my tomato soup, honey, balsamic, olive oil, walnuts, basil. So light, refreshing. You know, fresh tomatoes, can't beat them. I love this soup. Thanks for checking out my channel in this video. As I said, I'm doing fruits A to Z. So last week I did a strawberry pie, another family favorite, been making it for 30 plus years as well. And then next week is you. So there's something called the oogly fruit, I think is how you would say it. It's a crossbreed between grapefruit and tangerine. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this, and I'll see you next time.